Hi guys. I wanted to just come on for a second, talk about the difference between the higher self and the soul, how they feel different, and also how they kind of communicate differently. I did make a video about it a few weeks ago, but the sound was really terrible because my phone was rattling in the holder in the car. And there's a cat that wants my coffee. So anyway, for me, my higher self is one that I had more contact and relationship with since my awakening. I'm more familiar with the signature energetically of my higher self than I am with my soul. But I will explain to you exactly how they felt different to me. So with my higher self, she always felt like she was dropping in through my crown, and I would feel her energy in the back of my head, my neck, and down my spine, sometimes to my base. I knew exactly what the energy felt like. It was always light, and it felt safe and loving, and just good. But she always felt like she was coming from outside of me. I think that's the main thing. It felt like it was coming from somewhere else into my body, and then it would leave. But my soul, the first time I connected with my soul, I was in meditation, and my awareness suddenly moved to the space around my body. It was like outside of my body, but connected to my body and in my body. But my awareness was moved to outside, and it was quite large. Not massively so, but maybe, just a little way away from, let me put this down so I can demonstrate, maybe about this far out of my body, like this much around. And it was kind of communicating to me as the ego self, almost like a separate self, which I found, I find it interesting now talking about it, but maybe at the time it kind of felt like, okay, that's what it is. And I asked it, who it was, if it was my soul, and it said it was. And it felt foreign, but at the same time not. And it definitely was a part of me. No, that hurts. Ow. Okay. So anyway, that was the experience I had with my soul. The way that I've understood my soul to communicate with me since then is through desire. So when I have a desire to do something, I especially, in the world, when I feel like I need to create something, I imagine that to be my soul kind of inspiring me to take action, aligned action with it. My higher self, also, my soul had like a personality, you could feel that it had preference. But my higher self did not. It did not have personality or preference. When it communicates with me, it just gives straight yes and no answers. There's no judgment around them. There's no feeling about them. It's just, this is the information. When I've communicated with my ex-co-worker's higher self and her soul, it was the same. So she was such an excellent channel, way better than me, and it came so naturally to her. Please don't scratch my jersey, little guy. Thank you. I will give you attention as soon as I'm done. And yeah, she was just really excellent at it. But I would always communicate again with her higher self. So her higher self would drop in. I'd be able to see immediately that her higher self was there, and we'd have three-way conversations all the time. The amazing thing was that because of the language barrier, she was Chinese, as well as the barrier with this knowledge, metaphysics, and this wasn't at all something that she'd studied. So most of the time when I'd speak to her higher self, she wouldn't understand what we were talking about, even though her higher self was communicating through her. So that actually kind of indicated to me that the answers were untainted, the responses from her ego self. And whenever I'd kind of be around her higher self would drop in. It was pretty cool. It was like it wanted to communicate. I was like the questioner, and it wanted to answer these questions and bring us this wisdom, and it was it was really wonderful. But one day we connected with her soul, and her soul started communicating with me. Very, very different energy, very different. Also had like a personality, I remember one day asking her soul if she was experiencing multiple lives at the same time, as well as all experiences at the same time, and the soul's like simultaneous time, and her soul said yes, and I said to her, my gosh, that must be really, really intense, because of all the negative or difficult experiences that you're having to experience simultaneously. And the response was so like enthusiastically, yes, you're getting it, this is tough work. She didn't say that, but that was kind of the response and the energy that was coming forward in her manner. And so that it's really fascinating to experience the difference between the two, and that there is a difference. But to me, the way that I know it is my higher self communicating with me is, firstly, it feels like it's dropping in. Secondly, there's no preference or judgment. No, that's mine. Thank you. My AirPods were about to be stolen. She's really cute, actually. I think she thinks I'm trying to play. No preference, no judgment. And when I was in that state, I remember or even in my book actually, I talk about feeling like spirit in a body. As I was navigating the world, I was navigating the world as that consciousness. I'm pretty sure it was as my higher self. That I was not identified at all with my ego. I was identified with the awareness, the non-judgmental awareness that was looking through my eyes. However, there was inspiration to take action towards certain things, like to write the book, and to study this, and to study that, and to create this, and create that. That, I feel, was the soul. So that's my understanding and interpretation of that, and my experience of it. If you've experienced your higher self or your soul in a different way, or understood or interpreted these experiences in a different way, I'd be keen to hear how. Lots of love, and I will see you guys on the next one.